The city of Neo-Tokyo was no longer a place of stone and steel. It was a sea of information, a digital ocean where the current was made of fiber optic pulses and wireless signals. In this world, the greatest predators didn't hide in the shadows. They hid in the bandwidth. They were the Signal-Wraiths, the ultimate executioners of the Ghost Protocol. These weren't men in masks. They were consciousnesses that had been shredded into data packets, uploaded into the city's grid and programmed to kill. A Signal-Wraith didn't need to pick a lock or climb a wall. It simply moved from the security camera to the smart lock, from the smart lock to the air conditioning unit, and finally, into the cybernetic brain of its target. We watched as CEOs and generals dropped dead in the middle of secure bunkers, their hearts stopped by a malicious line of code sent through a Wi-Fi router. To the Wraiths, the physical world was a slow, clumsy theater. They believed that because they moved at the speed of light, they were the untouchable gods of the Neon Age. They thought the network was their fortress. They assumed that because we were meat hardware, we couldn't track a ghost in the wires. They believed that by turning themselves into pure signal, they had escaped the reach of human violence. They were catastrophically wrong. They forgot that every signal needs a receiver. They forgot that no matter how fast you travel through the air, you eventually have to download yourself into a physical form to strike. If the Ghost Protocol wanted to use our city's connectivity to hunt us, we decided to turn the entire grid into a cage. We created the Blackout Initiative, and we birthed the 4th Signal Intercept Unit, the Pulse Runners. We don't just carry guns, we carry data anchors. Our armor isn't just Kevlar and ceramic, it's a localized Faraday cage that blocks every incoming signal, forcing the Wraiths to stay outside our skin. We don't see the world through human eyes, we see it through broadband visors that translate the wireless spectrum into a glowing rainbow-colored landscape of data trails. We don't hunt the man, we hunt the frequency. When a Wraith tries to jump through a router, we jam the exit. When it tries to hide in a billboard, we format the drive. We are the Pulse Runners and we're about to pull the plug on the ghosts. I am Sergeant Kai Static Rin. My visor is currently tracking a jagged, crimson-colored signal trail that's zigzagging through the Aoyama Core district. The rain is pouring down in thick, ammonia-scented sheets, and the neon lights of the Cyberdragon billboard are reflecting off my blade. And I'm about to catch a ghost by the throat. The mission was the extraction of the core drive. A Signal Wraith had stolen the encrypted identities of the underground resistance and was currently trying to reach the Surrogate Tower to broadcast the list to every police drone in the city. If that signal went live, the rebellion would be over before sunrise. Target identified. He's jumping through the maglev control grid. All units engage the signal snare. I roared into the subvocal comms. The vibration of my own voice was a steady drumbeat against the hum of the city. Runner 2, Sarah. I've got the perimeter blocked. I just fried the 3 nearest routers with a localized EMP. He's trapped on the rooftop of the Nakamura Plaza. Runner 3, Jax. I'm on the Skyway. The Wraith is trying to download into a maintenance drone. I'm jamming the handshake. I leaped from the ledge of a 60-story skyscraper, my mag boots locking onto the rain-slicked surface of a flying billboard. Below me, the city was a blur of neon traffic and holographic dancers. I saw the Wraith. It was a flickering blue-white glitch in the air, a stuttering silhouette of a man that moved with a speed that defied physics. It was desperate. It lunged toward a security terminal on the Nakamura roof, its digital hand reaching for the hardline. Not today. I fired my phase disruptor. A jagged arc of white-hot electrical energy lanced through the air. The beam didn't hit the roof, it hit the air around the terminal. The signal snare expanded, creating a 10-meter sphere of absolute wireless silence. The Wraith hit the barrier and recoiled. For the first time, it was forced into a physical state. The blue glitches consolidated into a solid, chrome-skinned entity with glowing red eyes. It stumbled, its digital consciousness reeling from the sudden disconnection from the grid. Get the anchor. I hit the roof with a heavy thud, my boots cracking the reinforced glass. The Wraith didn't wait. It pulled a logic blade from its wrist, a shimmering edge of raw data that could slice through physical matter by disrupting its molecular bonds. It lunged at me, moving in a series of frame skips, its body appearing to teleport a few inches at a time. I swung my frequency blade, a heavy tungsten sword vibrating at a pitch that could shatter digital armor. The two blades met with a sound like a lightning strike. Blue and cyan sparks showered the roof, the heat of the collision vaporizing the rain in a cloud of white steam. You're fast, but you're just data. I kicked the Wraith in the chest, my hydraulic-assisted leg sending it skidding across the roof. It tried to glitch through the floor to find a way back into the wires, but Sarah had already deployed the void cradles around the building's foundations. The entire skyscraper was now a digital vacuum. The Wraith shrieked, a high-pitched metallic sound that echoed through the AR overlay. It knew it was trapped. It turned its glowing red eyes toward the core drive strapped to its chest, a small pulsing black box containing the names of my people. It began to initiate a self-destruct delete. No, you don't. I engaged my overclock drive. My vision turned into a slow-motion blur of neon and rain. I could see the individual droplets of water hanging in the air. I could see the pulse of the Wraith's core. I launched myself forward, my mag boots tearing up the roof surface. I didn't swing for the head. I swung for the drive. The frequency blade sliced through the Wraith's arm just as it reached for the delete button. The chrome limb fell to the roof, dissolving into a puddle of gray liquid metal. I caught the core drive in my left hand, the cold weight of the data safe feeling like a victory. The Wraith lunged one last time, its body flickering as its internal power supply failed. It tried to upload its consciousness into my armor, to find a way to survive inside my own systems. But the Faraday cage held. The alien data stream hit my shield and dissipated into a shower of harmless blue sparks. End of the line, Ghost. I drove my frequency blade into the center of the Wraith's chest. The sound was a digital roar that shook the building. The Wraith didn't die, it formatted. The chrome skin shattered, the red eyes went dark, and the entire entity dissolved into a cloud of glowing pixels that were instantly washed away by the ammonia rain. The Ghost protocol was terminated. I stood in the center of the roof, my armor hissing as the cooling fans fought the heat of the overclock. The neon lights of Neo-Tokyo were still bright, the city still hummed with life, but the secret list was safe. The resistance lived to fight another night. I looked down at the core drive, the black box pulsing with a steady, secure light. Sarah. Jax. Report. I rasped, the adrenaline finally starting to fade. I'm here, static. The perimeter is clear. No more signals detected. We caught the Ghost. Still solid. The maglevs are back on human control. We pulled the plug on the protocol. I looked out at the skyline. The holographic dragons were still circling the skyscrapers, the neon ads were still screaming for attention, and the city was as beautiful and broken as ever. But for tonight, the grid belonged to us. We had hunted the hunters in the wires and proved that even a ghost has a breaking point. I slung the frequency blade over my shoulder and walked toward the extraction shuttle. The rain was cold, the city was loud, and the war for the neon frontier was far from over. But as the broadband eyes of my visor dimmed, I knew one thing for certain. In the city of Neo-Tokyo, there are no untouchable gods, just data waiting to be deleted. The signal is severed. The drive is secure. The ghosts have been erased from the machine.